Monument makers don't necessarily come to mind when you think of mom and pop businesses. But DeNigris Monuments in the Bronx is just that, a multi-generational family-run business that not only fabricates monuments, but also helps families through the grieving process.
We believe in commemorating life is the way we look at it. We feel that everybody's grave should be marked with something. It doesn't have to be gigantic, but it should be marked.
It is quite a heady thing to ponder, but for many of us, the only thing we leave on this earth is our headstone. And for many in the New York City region, it is DeNigris Monuments creating them. As wholesale fabricators, they specialize in monuments and mausoleums, providing them to over 500 cemeteries in 4 states. From a simple marker for a beloved pet to an intricately constructed mausoleum, DeNigris Monuments designs and creates them using a combination of old world techniques and modern technologies. They produce some 10,000 monuments yearly for all religious denominations and cultural backgrounds.
And it was started by my grandfather. He started in 1910, and he was basically in the granite building business, stairs and fascias on buildings. And then when the Depression hit, he got into the monument business. And like I say, I'm 3rd generation. I'm here with my brother and my son and my nephews.
Well, when I was a kid and I worked here as a teenager, people would ask me, what do you do? And I would tell them what I did. And most of the time the reaction was, ooh, you know, that's dead people, you know, that kind of thing. And then little by little, over the years, more and more people I found would say, wow, that's really interesting.
Everything is done in-house in DeNigris' Bronx workshop, which has the trappings of an old-world stone artisan's studio. Skylights cast sunlight on dozens of granite slabs waiting to be carved and shaped. The process starts with bringing in enormous blocks of granite from Rock of Ages Quarry in Barre, Vermont. It is not unusual to see 20,000-pound slabs of granite moving above on a crane just feet over one's head as they travel to workstations for cutting and carving. Monuments are first designed on computer with appropriate lettering and symbols laid out on a pattern. Next, the granite is cut to specification.
This is a splitter. It's got chisels on the bottom that are stationary, and the top chisels move down to the stone and split it, kind of like the teeth in your mouth.
The stone is then further carved and shaped by hand in machine.
This is my son Evan working the machine. He's 4th generation. And what this machine does is makes the top of the stone, where it was once rocky and rough, it smooths it out. It's just an amazing machine.
Lettering and symbols are then either carved, etched, or sandblasted into the stone.
This is a synthetic rubbery, and it's adhesive on one side. Just stick it onto the stone, and then you pull out whatever letters or design is cut. Where you pull the stencil away from the stone and the stone is exposed, that's what gets sandblasted. He's etching on a stone now, which is a process where you scratch the surface of the stone, which creates a lighter color against the background of the polish, which is darker. You can make something look as realistic as a photograph with an etching.
A lot of these memorials these days are getting really personalized. Like we saw the golf.
Right.
What's more of the more unusual things you've done?
Well, recently we put the 3 Stooges on someone's stone.
Working on headstones daily, you might think would be a grim occupation.
One thing I noticed while I was here is that, strangely, like, this is a happy place. Like, you guys enjoy your work. I mean, my preconceived notion would be that it would be kind of a solemn thing, but it really isn't. I mean, you guys, it's a craftsman shop,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I think what people who work here are really interested in is making a product that the customer will be satisfied with. And you don't really think about death. I think you think more about the people that you're making the stone for who are purchasing the stone.
Have you had any really emotional moments with people here at all? Or when they see it, they just burst in tears?
Yeah, it's always tough if it's children. There's no way around that. No way around that at all.
And 9/11, I heard that was not a pleasant time to be around here.
That was also rough. you know. But you know, that was one of those things that everybody felt, whether you lost someone or not. I think it was a loss for people.
And with this amount of decades under its belt, the DeNigris family has put up quite a few well-known monuments. They include Monument Park at Yankee Stadium, jazz musician Miles Davis's headstone in New York's Woodland Cemetery, and father of the electric guitar, Les Paul's memorial in Wisconsin.
You know, people go through a lot when somebody passes, and it's not until that monument or marker is on the gravesite that the final closure comes.
DeNigris Monuments is open by appointment only, but you can contact them by phone or online.